What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Plus Money Sports Betting Podcast. My name is Q. You can follow me across all socials at Bets by Q. And of course, this podcast is brought to you by Black Sheep Betting, where it is a dog's world. Before we dive in, quick reminder, make sure you check out the links in the description. One will take you to the VIP chat where I drop all of my official plays every single day. And I've seen a few more people jump into the VIP. And if you did, you know we had a winning day yesterday. We're on absolute fire right now in the VIP. The other link will get you into the free Discord chat that I'm in with my friend Will from the Double Fault Tennis Podcast. Both are great communities, and if you're serious about betting, you'll definitely want to be in there, especially if you want some late night action. All right, now let's talk about last night. That one was tough. We had the under 45.5 in the Rams-Niners game. Looked like we were in the clear for a little while. Score was sitting at 43 points late. Rams coughed up on the goal line. Kyren Williams fumbles the ball. 49ers pounce on it. Gives us a little glimmer of hope. And then turn right around. Go 3 and out. The Rams had all their timeouts. Ball was on the 2-yard line. They hit the game-tying field goal. Sent this game into overtime where the Niners eventually won. But it crushed our under. And that's as brutal as it gets, right? And what makes it even more ironic, and I talked about this yesterday. I went back to listen to the podcast and I was so upset with myself for not giving out the Niners. Because once again, the safe teaser leg, the most popular teaser of the week, fails to cash. That's back-to-back weeks now where the most popular teaser has got blown up in primetime. Not only in primetime, but both those games went the overtime. If you can remember, the Green Bay Packers were the most popular favorite last week. They went to overtime against the Cowboys where they ultimately tied. So if you take anything from that, it's that as the season rolls on, the books are going to continue to sharpen these lines. They've now got enough data from 4 weeks of football to improve their models, adjust for player tendencies, and create this trap casual money kind of system that's what they do. House always wins. That's why we have to pick our spots carefully, especially true in primetime games when the volume of betting is massive. Okay, so the lesson here is be disciplined, pick your spots carefully. Don't fall into trap games of chasing what looks too easy. Now, it wasn't all bad. Like I mentioned, a few people, I imagine that listened to the podcast, hopped into the VIP in the last couple of days. We did cash our main play there. We had 2 units on Puka Nacua, under 26.5, longest reception. And that one somehow survived overtime, even though I had the game script completely backwards. But that's the beauty of player props. Sometimes the market will overinflate a guy's number who's hot. And if you read that matchup right, you can still cash even when the game doesn't play out exactly how you thought that it would. Tends to be my approach in primetime plays. Normally that I give out my clients. Yes, we'll be on a side every once in a while, but I really want to find those nitty gritty value plays that, every time Stafford dropped back yesterday to pass, we held our breath. But it worked out for us as it has most of the time this year in prime time. Shout out anybody who had the nuts to put their money on San Francisco as well, because, in hindsight, which is 2020, of course, it was the obvious side. Quarterback play was phenomenal. Mac Jones looked solid. Maybe he's about to have a season kind of like what Sam Darnold had last year in Minnesota. Who knows? We'll have to see, because it seems like the jury is still out on Brock Purdy. But the 49ers did what they needed to do, and they did it with Mac Jones at the helm. And they're only going to get healthier as the season goes on. Knock on wood if you're a San Francisco fan. Good game by Mac. I'm looking forward to see what San Francisco can do for the rest of the season. Of course, we have their under 10.5 total wins. If you have been a faithful listener of the podcast, you can now get that line at plus 170. Still think I like it there. We got it at plus 110 before the season started. So got some ways to go here until we finally cash that ticket. Just another futures on the board, and one comes off the board last night as well yesterday with a tough loss. Guardians ticket is done, ladies and gentlemen. Tigers close out the series. That's the end of that. But I'm not going to overreact. I'm not going to chase. We don't do that. I'm going to give that one the weekend to just settle in, let myself regroup, touch some grass. And on Monday, I'll be back with some new futures plays, some series predictions, maybe even a couple of dart throws that are worth a sprinkle. The key here is patience. It's futures. Um, uh, I hope that you got a chance to lock in. And if you didn't, you still have time. I don't know if it was last podcast or the pod before, but this week we gave out Kyle Schwarber to win the NLCS MVP as well as the World Series MVP at plus 1,700 for World Series and plus 1,000, 10 to 1 for NLCS. So lock those in. I'll be back on Monday with some more future plays. But let's flip the page to today. It's a quieter board, but I do have two plays that I want to share. First and foremost, a disclaimer, this one is rare for me. I normally do not bet the WNBA. In fact, this will be my first ever WNBA play of the year, okay? But I did watch Game 5 against the Fever and Las Vegas, and what stood out to me was Vegas leaned on their superstar, Aja Wilson. She was the difference, and that's exactly where I'm going tonight. Aja Wilson, over 26.5 points. Shop around. I got this at plus 100 at FanDuel. Okay, here's the case for this bet. Wilson, in her career against Phoenix, averages about 22 points per game. But this is a different animal right now. It's the finals. The minutes are going to go up. I'm assuming. I don't watch WNBA, but if this plays out like how any coach would approach this game, like you got to have your best players playing and they have to play more, right? Minutes go up, the usage goes up, the aces are going to lean on Wilson. She's coming off back-to-back 30 games against Indiana, and Phoenix simply just doesn't have the defender who can really handle her, okay? Alyssa Thomas, likely going to be the matchup for Wilson. She's undersized against Wilson's length, for sure, okay? So Wilson's going to get to her normal post touches. She's going to have opportunities on the offensive glass. That's the hidden key here, second chance opportunities. And I think she's going to be able to get them. Even if her first shot doesn't fall, she's going to have the edge inside to grab the rebound, go right back up. That's how you get to 30. And look, I know it's cliche, but it's true. Big-time players make big-time plays. They have big-time games and big-time moments. This feels like one of those games. Game 1 of the WNBA Finals. I'm going to go half unit on here right now because obviously I don't bet WNBA like that. And again, it's all about bankroll management, all right? We haven't had the best week, but we have an opportunity to walk out of here on a positive note. So I'm going to go half unit here at plus money. Aja Wilson, Las Vegas Aces, over 26.5 points at plus 100. Play number 2, college football, tonight, 8 p.m., Western Kentucky versus Delaware. This one has all the makings of a shootout, and so I'm going to play it. I'm going to play the over 61 points in this game. Look, Western Kentucky's averaging 35 points per game. Delaware's right around the corner at 31. Neither of these defenses are built to shut down explosive plays. So that's exactly what I think that we're going to get here today. Explosive play after explosive play. We know that Kentucky wants to push the tempo. They want to get their offense going early, and Delaware has enough firepower to answer the question. Weather checks out fine. No wind, no rain, just football. Okay? The conditions are set up for points. And to be fair, Delaware has been a little bit inconsistent when it comes to totals and overs this season. But Western Kentucky's been a little bit more balanced. They've hit the over in 3 of their 5 games. And the recent trend says that if this thing if they get rolling early, both teams have the ability to keep answering until it gets well into the 60s. We could even see a 70 spot here. That's why I'm leaning the over. It's not going to be a full send, okay? It's not going to be a full send. We're going to take that unit. We're going to split it in half. We're going to put some on Aja Wilson. We're going to put the other half unit here in play on the over 61 points in the Western Kentucky Delaware game at 8 p.m. Okay? I like the potential for fireworks in this one, so we'll take a half unit on the play. All right? So 2 plays today, 1 unit in play, half unit on each. Aja Wilson over 26.5 points at plus 100. And over 61 in the Western Kentucky Delaware game. It's a light slate, but the weekend is loaded. I'm dialed in. Don't forget, hockey's back on Tuesday. My favorite season of the year is here. NHL is about to hit full swing, and we're going to have plenty of action on the ice coming soon. If you want some weekend action, you want to get in on it, the links are in the bio. Come check us out, okay? Other than that, I'll be back here on Monday with more plus money plays from around the sports world. As always, my name is Q from Black Sheep Betting, and I hope each and every one of you hit each and every one of your bets. Peace.